Welcome to the Good Parent, Bad Parent podcast by Kenneth and Kenneth. I'm your host, Kenneth.
And I'm your host, Kenneth.
Today's show is when kids go bad, the parents automatically get all the blame. Is that fair, Kenny?
When kids go bad. Okay, so when you say go bad, what do you mean by that?
I mean, when a kid, teenager or adult, when they do something bad, like when you read on the news, well, not read on the news because really we're just watching videos. When you watch a video and it says, oh, this teenage kid took their parents' car or they did this or, this school got shot up by this kid. The first thing people say in the comments on social media is, it's the parents' fault. They must have done something wrong in raising him or her. Ugh.
If
That's what
they
they say.
were, okay, if they're an adult, no. If they're not an adult, yeah. If they're not an adult, I think the parents take most of the accountability on that. But once they become an adult, your decisions are yours.
Absolutely. But I'm talking about these people can sometimes be 30, 40, 50, and they're like, oh, their parents did something wrong. And it's like, listen, some people are just stupid jerks. You can't always blame the parent every time, right?
Right.
Right. So let's discuss how we should look at it in general. I
Okay.
asked AI, when the kid goes bad, is it automatically the parent's fault? It said, no, it's not always the parent's fault when a child goes bad or exhibits destructive behavior. While upbringing is a major influence, children are independent beings with their own temperaments, choices, and extreme factors like peers, genetics, or mental health issues. Parenting is an influence, not a guarantee. It's a cause and effect. And good parents can often have difficult children. You heard that? Good parents
Mm.
can often have difficult children, Kenny. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Like the judge's kid or the preacher's kid, right?
Yeah, exactly. On social media, people are so quick to judge. I mean, people don't even give things a thought, just instant judgment about everything. That's
Yeah.
just the nature of social media, right?
Yep. Yep.
Anytime you see a carjacking, a school shooting, sexually explicit OnlyFans pages, or crime in general, the first thing people say is, their parents failed them. Even when kids skip school or get bad grades, the parents get the blame.
Do
Isn't
you
that right?
feel, I mean, do you take accountability if your kids were to mess up? Do you think it's something you did?
Well, it depends because sometimes yes, sometimes no, because sometimes you can tell them, listen, don't do this or this will happen. You can tell them that 500 times and they'll do it
Constantly.
anyway. And it's
Yeah.
like, I told you. But still, they still do what you said not to do.
What
So
about
do
what
you
about
get
if it's
blamed?
what you don't do though? If why they ended up like that.
If you did not educate them, then it's your fault.
Right.
Absolutely. Because as a
Right.
parent, we're supposed to have whatever knowledge to share with our children so that they don't screw up. So,
Right.
yes, that would be our fault. Now, when a child is doing good things, the child gets all the credit. When
Right.
a person sees your child and they're a well behaved child, they'll be like, wow, your child is so well behaved. Wow, you're a good little kid. You're wonderful. You're smart. You must read lots of books. Oh, you actually do? Wow, good for you. They don't say anything to mom and dad then.
And I'd be like, well, that's when they were coming up, let me tell you some of the things that I did. And it's not about you. It's about them.
I know, right? That's crazy, bro. I'm
Just when
like,
I'm
are
getting
you?
ready to tell them these practices that I was having that helped that child, they say, no, it's not about what you did. It's the child until they mess up. I get what you're saying. I get it now.
Exactly. Like, anytime you hear about a serial killer or someone who did something insane, then people automatically blame the parents. The person can
Yeah.
be 40 or 50 years old. Oh, their parents dropped the ball. Right now, when a kid does something good, the parents don't get any sort of special appreciation for that,
No.
especially from the public. Like, um, there's this little kid that I was watching online who was playing different instruments and singing and everything. Um, People in the comments were saying, "Wow, this kid is a genius. Oh, this kid, he's a musical genius." I'm like, his father spent 30,000 on home equipment. You know what I'm saying? No
You
one
better be
mentioned that,
good.
right? You know what I'm saying? His parents got him piano lessons. Of course, he's good. His parents spent 50 grand total on giving this kid everything. So yeah, of course he's talented, but no one says that. All I see on the comments is, oh, this kid is incredible. Oh, he's so talented. And I'm looking around. And I'm seeing this huge house, and I'm seeing all this gear and all this wonderful stuff around him that he's playing with. I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, mom and dad, good job.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Or like, for example, right? Jeff Bezos. For those who are living under a rock, Jeff Bezos is the creator of Amazon, right? He gave us Amazon, and no one says anything about, wow, Jeff Bezos's parents, they're awesome. They gave us Jeff Bezos, who gave us Amazon, right? And it says here that his parents, whose names are Mike and Jackie Bezos, right? Mike and Jackie Bezos, according to Google, they loaned him $245,573.63.
Damn.
Okay, I added on the 63 cents, all
I'm
right?
like
But
down to the penny. Huh?
no, okay. So they gave him this money to help him create Amazon, right? So does anyone give his parents any credit for that? Does anyone give Mike and Jackie Bezos any credit? Hey, Mike and Jackie, thank you. I get to sit on my couch and order whatever I want, and I don't have to leave the house. I can just sit there and just order. Whenever
Right.
commercials come on, I'm flipping through trying to buy stuff. I can do that on commercials. When I'm in the doctor's office, I'm buying stuff. And it's not just because of Jeff, it's because of his parents. I love his parents. His parents are great. Right, Kenny?
Thanks, Mike and Jackie.
Yeah, thank you. I digress. Let's get back on track. Okay.
All right.
Now, Kenny,
Yeah.
I want you to share something with our audience, right?
Okay.
I know that as a kid, you've done something that someone would look at and say, your parents dropped the ball. Remember when you were telling me something about a car? Remember? You were sharing that story with me, and
Oh,
I
about my
fell
pops?
on the floor laughing. Huh? Remember that?
About what story?
About
About
you
the
taking the car?
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
You remember that
okay.
one?
I remember that. Yeah.
Share with us what happened that day and what age you were.
Shoot, I was 13. Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah, 13, and my parents went away on vacation. I knew how to drive though. Let me tell you that. I already knew how to drive at 13. But I thought I would just take the car out for a little joyride, just drive around a little block or something like that. Okay. And I was
Okay.
making the lane change and I just hit a curb, going about 35 miles an hour.
Okay.
And I popped the tire. And I drove it home on the flat tire. I drove it all the way home around the corner. And I put it back in the driveway. It wasn't that bad. It was some scrapes all the way up, it was some scrapes all the way up in the driveway. And I put it there and I pretended like it was some type of vandalism, like somebody just came to the house and just slashed the tires or something like that. Parents came back vacation. I said, I don't know what happened. I said, somebody must have came here and slashed the tires. I don't know
Somebody,
what happened.
right.
Yeah, so they didn't say nothing to me all them years, man. I think I was in my mid-20s or something like that. And
That's
my
funny,
mom,
bro.
my mom was just talking randomly one day, and she's like, "Yeah, kids do crazy stuff, dumb stuff like Kenny. That time you took the car, remember? And you tried to tell, And I was just sitting there staring at her like, she knew all these years.
That's funny. That is hilarious.
She knew
Now,
all these years that I took the car, but she knew I was a good kid. All right, I just went on take a little for a little joyride. I didn't want to get in trouble. I was a good kid.
if that happened now, right? If that was on social media, do you think people would say, "Oh, Kenny's parents dropped the ball"?
Mm.
Do you think people would say that?
Because I took the car and then
Right.
lied
And
about it.
damaged it.
Yeah.
Right.
Would they have
Y-
blamed my parents, you're saying?
Right. Yes.
Probably.
Probably. Absolutely. There's no
Yeah.
probably about it. People would have said,
Yeah.
Kenneth's parents dropped the ball. Right. And now that you're
How
a very,
irresponsible of him.
yep, right. And now that you're a very successful person, they'd be like, oh, screw his parents. Kenny, he's smart. He's done wonderful things. Right. You would get all the credit,
Oh,
now, right?
for them to go like 15 years without telling me is that they knew.
Right.
And that was kind of interesting.
Well, I think it's pretty awesome that they didn't take any serious action. I mean, you must have been a pretty good kid for them to overlook something so big, right?
Man, I brought the car back, man. It was in the driveway. All right. And it was
Bro,
scraped up. Tires was beat up, but it was there.
bro, if your 7 Series was missing and then was suddenly back parked on the curb with a flat tire and a bent 22-inch rim, what would you say? Would you say anything or would you wait 15 years?
It's that minute.
Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. Exactly. Now,
Yeah.
with me, one of the things I did when I was 11, we lived in these apartments, and me and some buddies of mine, we were playing in the woods. It was during the fall, so it was a lot of leaves on the ground, right? So we're back there playing, and there was an old mattress and, some just some junk back there. So um, we started a campfire because it was cold, right?
Hmm.
And of course, it got out of hand a little bit. So the fire department came. It was such a small little area because it was just a little tiny campfire. It was mainly more smoke than fire.
Hmm.
So they put out the fire. They didn't even need a hose. They just used a little tiny extinguisher, right, or whatever. And it's funny, just to be clear, this was like a upscale neighborhood. So all of us kids, we was multicultural, white, black, whoever, right? It
Right.
wasn't no hood situation. So um we ended up, well, each of us had to write a letter, an apology letter to the fire department, and then we had to go and wash the fire trucks and blah blah blah. And ironically, my parents, for some reason, they were extremely chill. My dad was like, look, you can't do these kinds of things or they're going to have consequences. He said, so the consequences, you're going to have to write this letter and go wash fire trucks. So I went. And then after that, I never did it again. Right now, people could say, oh, his parents dropped the ball. He's starting fire, little fire starter jerk. Listen, I was just a little kid, 11 years old, just doing stupid
Little
things with
pyro.
my friends. Exactly. Right. But everything worked out. Ended up being a pretty successful guy. So, and now for that, I get all the credit for that. Oh, he's doing well. He's a smart guy. Like, man, get out of here. Thank you, mom and dad. That's what it
Right.
is.
Right.
Now, on AI, well, Google AI, it said there are factors beyond parenting, right? So there are always other factors that influence your children to be who they are, right? Number one, genetics and biology. Children are born with unique temperaments and genetic predispositions that influence their personality, impulsivity, and the risk of mental health disorders. Some children may have an inherent antisocial switch or difficulty with remorse that is not a result of their upbringing. So this is their own little jerkness being formed without their parents' influence. It's them, right? All right, the next one, environment and socioeconomics. Factors such as poverty. Yeah, because being poor sucks. Okay, poverty, neighborhood safety, and access to quality health care and nutrition
Hmm.
significantly impact development.
Yeah.
So that's basically saying, hey, if you're broke, you're going to probably be a piece of trash person, which of course I'm just kidding, but it does suck and it does make things a lot harder to have a great disposition when you're poor.
Yeah.
All right. The next one, peer influence. Especially as children reach adolescence, the influence of friends and social groups often rivals or exceeds that of parents. So if your kids are hanging around their jerk friends, that they can be jerks just like their buddies, right, Kenny?
That's your word. Jerks.
Yeah, that's my favorite word, I know. But look, right? Is that not true? Have you not seen any of your kids influenced by their friends?
Yeah. I mean, that's that's just nature, right? Peer pressure or influence. I think we all been through that.
Yes, but there are some children that are just the natural born leader and everyone is following them.
Yeah.
So that
True
happens
that.
too.
True that.
All right. External trauma, traumatic events occurring outside the home, such as bullying or community violence, can profoundly alter a child's behavior, right?
100%.
100%. Okay. There are some jerk parents out there that are 100% responsible for raising maniacs. There are some people that are responsible, and you know who you are. So tighten up. All right. And there are people that didn't take care of their kids or abandoned them, or they mistreated their kids. They never hugged them. They never loved them. They didn't help them with homework. And some were abusive. These kinds of parents are at fault. Some parents might say, that's how I was raised. But you don't pass stupidity on, right, Kenny?
Right. I'm sorry.
Right. You stop the stupidity, right? Okay. And even with all these obstacles, some people still rise above it and become successful. I've heard horror stories, and the kid still ended up being a great person who did amazing things, right?
Yeah. A lot of the time.
A lot of the time. So the
Yeah.
moral of the story is don't be so quick to judge people. all you people on social media who always, oh, it's the parents' fault. Don't be so quick to judge people because you were a little jerk too.
Yeah.
You did something wrong too, and it wasn't your parents' fault. You were just a jerk yourself. Right, Kenny?
Yeah. 100.
All right. I mean, listen, I'm being honest. I can tell everyone, listen, I'm a stupid jerk. I know it. And I tried to fix most of it. Or maybe I fixed some of it. I'm still a jerk a little bit, but I fixed most of it. And I try to keep my jerkness to myself. All right.
But
I
you
don't
know
spread it around.
But you know what a jerk is.
I know what a jerk is because I am one. I'm just a jerk to myself. I keep it to myself, right? So, in closing, is there anything else that you want to add before we end this episode, Kenny?
Nah, good topic. Good topic.
It was good. So, anyone out there, if you feel as though nobody cares about you, what's up, Kenny?
We care.
We care. So if you have anything that you would like to share on our show, go to usingmyvoice.com. That's usingmyvoice.com, where you can share your story on our show. We like to hear from you. So like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see them next time. Right, Kenny?
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.